Yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video and just share my thoughts on the situation with Angel Reese and I believe it's Caitlin Clark and this controversy about the LSU game and I guess Miss Reese waving her hands after the win and the controversy. I just want to say, first of all, to me, there is no controversy. I know people are quibbling about, well, that was when Caitlin Clark waved her hands like you can't see me. It was during games or during the game, but not after a win. That Reese did it after win, and that was classless and tasteless. The problem is there have been no complaints. And to me, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really think it necessarily matters because here's the thing. It, in sports, these things happen. And this isn't, okay, I'm gonna say this. We're not clutching our pearls here. Okay, this is sports and this ain't beanbag. And if you're gonna get all up in your oh my God, oh my God, well, that was after the game and she should have what Caitlin was doing it all season and people been having no issue with it. I don't really think my thing is this, you're doing it, whether it's during the game or after the game. My thing is if you don't want someone to wave their hand or quote taunt, then be consistent and don't do it ever. I don't care if it's during the game or after. Now, if you want to quibble about, well, you can taunt during the game, but not after the game, to me, that's phony because that means it's okay, to taunt during the game and not after. No, be consistent. If you're teasing someone during the game, you can tease them after. Your feelings haven't changed. Don't be fake, right? Be yourself. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel, right? And for Keith Olbermann to tweet out what a fucking idiot and these other people to start having this being upset, and I'm seeing all these, basically white people having this strong reaction, calling her basically a piece of shit, a fucking idiot. Oh my gosh, I was stunned at the reaction. I'm thinking, whoa, what? And it was so much hatred at I could not believe how people were I was just stunned. It was almost like a hatred for her. It was very strange. It was like, what? And I'll be honest, as someone that's watched Keith Olbermann for years, I was very disappointed in that comment. Oh my gosh, I was very disappointed. And I guess I expected a little bit more from him. And he comes back and because he's getting some backlash. And, Shaq tweets at him and, Shaq gets at him with a tweet, come back. Samuel Jackson says you got little dick energy, so that's what it is. He's getting backlash from famous people. I don't necessarily think if a lot of people come at Keith Olbermann that weren't famous, he would have really cared, to be honest. I think it's because it's high profile people that he's more embarrassed or maybe defensive. I'm not even sure if he's really embarrassed. I think he just is getting backlash and he's trying to address it. I think now he's trying to say, well, I don't really watch this sport that much or cover it and I didn't really research. Okay, Keith. Okay. But you're a seasoned journalist. You're a seasoned journalist and you're basically a baseball historian. You know that. So you do cover one sport in detail and you've done for many years. And I've watched you do that. So you are a journalist, though. You're a reporter. So you know better. You know, as a reporter, to get the facts and research. You know that, Keith, before you comment. Before you call a woman a fucking idiot or anyone a fucking idiot, you need to make sure you've done your fucking homework, Keith. You know better. And I'm very disappointed. And um, but here's the point I'm getting at is this. When it comes to this thing with Caitlin and recent, you quibble over what it during the game or after the game. Even if you think that it shouldn't have happened after the game, to call her a piece of shit and fucking trash. And I'm not saying Keith said all this. He just called her fucking idiot. I'm talking about other white sports writers like Keith Olbermann, because he does talk about baseball. That is his specialty. But other people that are in the world of sports jumping at her like that. was startling. But here's the thing. I think that the reason that this is really happening, and the reason that Keith felt comfortable doing this, and the reason that other people in the world of sports, some that I've seen, okay, particularly white people, the reason they came at her is because they thought that no one was going to defend her. Because sometimes the way human nature is, when you think someone is vulnerable, defenseless, you fuck with them. You come after them. That's why sometimes, people bully, kids bully the person that they think is small or vulnerable or puny or tiny or defenseless or geeky or different. People will fuck with people that they think have no one to stand up for them or defend them. And then when that person gets that friend that sticks up for them, they start backing away. It's like you need that friend to help you out, and they kind of leave you alone. So Keith Olbermann, the reason he felt comfortable calling Angel a fucking idiot is because he thought no one was going to stick up for her. He felt comfortable disrespecting her publicly because he thought that no one was going to defend a black woman. I think that's really what it is. I'm not saying Keith Olbermann wouldn't call a white woman a fucking idiot, but I don't know if he would have done it in that situation. I don't know about that. I'm very curious about that. I don't know if he would have done that. I've seen Keith Olbermann call a lot of people fucking idiot. Don't get me wrong. Keith Olbermann is blunt and he'll speak his mind. But I don't know if in that situation he would have done that unless she was I think he really thought that he was going to get away with that. And I think the other people that are jumping on her are startled by the backlash that they're getting. I think they thought they could call her a piece of shit and all this other stuff and classless and tasteless because they thought that nobody was going to defend her. And they're so startled that people are defending her. They're sort of like, oh, you mean she's got defenders? So I don't think that people are used to black women sometimes having people defend them. And maybe they're surprised that black men are defending her. I don't know. Maybe he's surprised that Shaq and Samuel L. Jackson and other high profile people are defending her. And I'm glad, because black women, we need people to defend us, because I do think that black women we are vulnerable. I think that people think that we can be defenseless. And I think that people think that they can disrespect black women and there will be no repercussion. That's what it is. They think they can disrespect black women and there's going to be, the repercussion is the key word, and no backlash. That's what it is. So that's why people are comfortable publicly dissing black women. And that's why there's even, there were some black men that are publicly comfortable. That's why I think there's a certain segment, a small segment, but it's a segment out there of black men as well that are very comfortable disrespecting black women in social media, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, saying very hateful, hurtful, disrespectful things. Right? Because even black men can see that people won't defend black women in the way that they will defend other groups of women, of white women, right? Of Asian. They can see that. Black men can see it too. That's why black men feel comfortable dissing black women in public, because they think, well, ain't nobody gonna defend her. Right? So they'll talk in a negative way about black women. You don't see other races of men do that. Like, you'll see white men will just complain about women, period. See, the difference with other men is when a white man or a Hispanic man or an Asian man or, when they disrespect or women, right, they'll disrespect kind of women in general, right? If you hear a white man talk about, well, he'll talk about women in general, like, oh yeah, you know how women are. Yeah, they'll do that. But what white men won't do is they won't specifically generally go after their own kind of, and meaning they won't disrespect white women specifically. When Hispanic men just sort of talk about women and kind of have like, a bitch fest, when men have bitch fest, they'll just bitch about women. But you won't see like a Mexican man going on about how he can't stand black women and how he doesn't like them and how they irritate him and he's not attracted to them and blah, 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 blah. And they need to be more docile, do this and do that. A Mexican man won't sit on social media or Twitter or YouTube and make a video about how he can't stand Mexican women. He won't do that. And he may not want to date Mexican women. He may be into black women or white women. But what that Mexican man will do, he'll just date black women or white women, but he's still not going to diss his own women in the process. So if a white man likes black women, he's still not going to disrespect white women socially. Because there's a lot of YouTube channels even right now. But there's a white man out right now that has a YouTube channel that's very popular, and he loves black women, and he compliments black women in his videos. And he talks about all the reasons that he loves black women. And all his videos are all about why he loves black women and tips for white men on how to get black women. But you know what's interesting about this white guy? He never makes videos about how he doesn't like white women, though. He still won't disrespect his own group of women. He just talks what he likes positively about black women. Do you see what I'm saying? So again, The difference is when other groups of men have issues with women, they still won't diss their own group of women. Black men will literally diss their own women publicly. That's something I don't very rarely see other. I'm not saying it never happens, but it's very rare. If an Asian man likes black women or white women, he'll just go ahead and date them and do his thing. But he's not going to make a whole fucking YouTube video about how he doesn't like Asian women or can't stand them, because he's going to show them more respect than that. The only group of men that I've seen that is so comfortable disrespecting their own race of women is black men. They are very comfortable doing that. And the reason that I think that black men are so comfortable doing it is because they feel that black women have no one to defend them anyway. And they think that we're vulnerable, and they can see that. Going back to my comment in the beginning, that human nature being what it is that sometimes when people think that you're defenseless, they will pick with you, right? And that's what's going on here. So on a macro level, what's happening with Angel Reese right now is that Keith Olbermann and all the other people that are white and are bitching about her thought that she was going to have no shield. They thought that she had no shield. And when they saw the shield rising, so to speak, of people defending her, they were startled and they started to pull back a little bit, like, oh, shit, she does have defenders. Oh my God, someone's actually defending this black woman. I can't believe it. You see what I mean? So there's a lot of other things kind of tied into this. There's a lot of other issues tied in, but just wanted to give my thoughts on why I thought that, people were comfortable dissing her initially. And there's people are starting to pull back a little bit, but there's something much bigger going on here. It's not just necessarily about Miss Reese or Caitlin Clark. It is, but it's sort of on a bigger level. This represents something bigger than those two, because it's showing the disrespect of black women and how comfortable people feel doing that. So if there's any positive that comes out of here, it's that we need more people to publicly defend and protect black women. That's what we need. And we need to see more of what we saw on social media that is influential in the world. I know social media annoys the shit out of people, but it is a part of life now to defend people, we need more people, to defend black women. And please, I don't want to hear anything else about, well, I'll defend all women. I'm talking about black women right now. I'm talking specifically about black women. If you don't like it, fuck off. This ain't the channel for you. This channel is a channel that loves black women. If you don't like black women, you're on the wrong fucking channel. If you want to make a channel about loving all the women, you can do that. Go make your own YouTube channel right now and go start that shit. Good for you. Go make your universal love of all women YouTube channel. You go out there. But this channel right here, if you don't love and support and promote the positivity and advancement of black women, you're on the wrong channel, and you need to log off right now. So just wanted to share my thoughts on that, and I'll be back with another one soon.